AEW Dynamite February 23, 22 results. We are live from the Webster Bank Arena in Bridgeport, Connecticut. We are joined by JR, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur, and we are starting fast with the tag team title battle royal. All participants are already at ringside, so let's get started. Number 1 contender match. Number 1. AEW World Tag Team Title Number 1 Contender Battle Royal, Proud and Powerful, 2.0, reDRagon, The Young Bucks, Best Friends, FTR, Private Party, The Butcher and the Blade, The Dark Order, and the Gunn Club. This is going to be difficult to follow, but let's get started. Both men from each team have to be eliminated, so it's a double elimination here. The Blade dumps Alex Reynolds early, but Silver gets payback and throws the Blader over the top. The Gunn Club are unbelievably 10. Proud and Powerful on the attack eliminate both Gunns rather quickly. This ring is still tough to navigate, you have to feel for these guys. The Butcher with a double clothesline on the Young Bucks and he splits reDRagon. Trent faces off with the Butcher and attempts a swinging DDT, but the Butcher catches him and hit him with a jackhammer. Chucky T and Trent team up to dump the Butcher, but reDRagon are there to put a stop to any more chicanery. I take that back, as Bobby Fish eats a soul food / half and half combo. Chucky T drops his guard and he's eliminated by Kyle O'Reilly. Both of Private Party get eliminated by Johnny Hungyai right in front of Matt Hardy, and he's not happy. 2.0 with a double flapjack of Johnny Hungyai only to get dumped from behind by Santana. Ortiz is on the apron, but he eats a double super kick from the Young Bucks and he's out. Now we have FTR, reDRagon, and the Young Bucks facing off in the center of the ring. John Silver and Santana are the only singles left in this match. FTR look to eliminate Kyle, but Nick Jackson saves him. Bad move by Nick, as FTR now dumps him over and it's just Matt Jackson left with FTR, Santana, Trent, and reDRagon. Trent gets dumped over the top by Orange. Kassidy is there to make the save and put him back in the ring. Trent is in the ring and he's on fire as he eliminates Bobby Fish. FTR now focus their efforts on Trent, but he fights out of the corner. Tully looks to help FTR pull Trent out, but John Silver dumps Cash from behind. 6 men left. John Silver with a German suplex on Matt Jackson, but Kyle attacks with a flurry of offense. DDT by Dax. Psycho knee by Trent. Trent and Santana face off in the center of the ring and the crowd erupts. We all remember that parking lot fight from last year. Half and half suplex by Trent, but a discus lariat by Santana. Both men are fighting on the apron. Kyle and Matt Jackson eliminate Santana and Trent in stereo. Kyle O'Reilly, Matt Jackson, John Silver, and Dax Harwood are left. Kyle with some knee strikes into Dax and John Silver pairs up with Matt Jackson. Big back suplex by Dax. Kyle is on the apron and drags Dax over with a guillotine. Kyle looks to apply a straight armbar to Dax, but Dax fights out. Kyle and Dax are beating each other senseless on the apron. Bobby Fish out of nowhere and eliminates Dax. Teamwork, baby. Kyle, Matt, and John Silver are left. Silver with a double suplex to Matt Jackson and Kyle, and a spin doctor for Matt. Whoa, a super kick assisted brainbuster a la chasing the dragon. Matt Jackson then dumps a prone John Silver, but Kyle follows Matt Jackson and tosses him from behind. reDRagon are your winners, and it seems like we are well on our way to reDRagon vs Jurassic Express vs. The Young Bucks at Revolution. It was a battle royal, but it told a darn good story towards the end, and we've got some serious drama. Winners, reDRagon. Post-match, here's Hangman Page and he's got his fightin' belt on. Hangman throws his belt in the center of the ring and decimates reDRagon. Page isn't touching the Young Bucks. Young Bucks aren't touching Page. Adam Cole from behind, no. Page catches the super kick and Page is all over Cole. The Young Bucks wash their hands of the situation, but reDRagon see the buckshot coming and pull Adam Cole out. John Silver is still here, and he takes out reDRagon and rolls Kyle in the ring. Buckshot to Kyle. Hangman grabs the mic and says it's story time with Adam Page, baby. 2008 A spoiled brat named Adam Cole entered the pro wrestling world, and he won titles everywhere. Except here. He relied on his friends, but this time, Adam Cole is digging himself a grave thanks to a buckshot. Bryan Danielson is here with Tony Schiavone, and he says Daniel Garcia reminds him of a young him. He would be so much better off not hanging out with those losers 2.0 and training with someone like him, or Jon Moxley. Danielson heard Moxley last week, and he'll have his answer after he beats Daniel Garcia tonight. Here comes the salt of the earth, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and he is not in a talking mood tonight. Cut the music. MJF looks like he's going to cry, and darn it, he loves professional wrestling, and he loves AEW. 2007 MJF is 11 years old with a litany of learning disabilities, including AD, and every day in school for him was hell. The one thing that MJF was good at was football. The coach started him as a middle linebacker, and he finally fit in. MJF found his teammates the next day at school, and they all tossed quarters at him and said, "Pick it up, Jew boy, pick it up," but it was okay, because he was going to meet his hero CM Punk tonight. MJF was going to be the best in the world because he followed his idol, CM Punk. MJF doesn't want to be a football player despite scholarships, he wants to be a professional wrestler like CM Punk. January 2014, when MJF needed CM Punk the most, he left him. CM Punk left all of us. If the best in the world couldn't do it, how could anyone else? MJF then left wrestling and he went to college, until one day he was scrolling Twitter and saw a picture of CM Punk and Bryan Danielson. Then MJF got angry. MJF wanted to become the best despite CM Punk. MJF says that on Revolution, March 6, he will not quit, because if MJF quits, he will be no better than CM Punk. We know that isn't the case, but MJF is better than you, and you know it. But wait, here comes CM Punk. No music, no nothing, wearing a Save Ferris shirt. Punk, without a microphone, wants to know if it's true. Is it true? Is it real? MJF ducks out of the ring without a word. MJF with a very subtle wink to the camera on the way out of the ring, but what a great segment. MJF damn near getting the fans to cheer for him, and CM Punk showing remorse. 2.0 doesn't care what Danielson thinks, and Garcia will show Danielson violence tonight. Match number 2. The Kings of the Black Throne, Malakai Black and Brody King, vs. The Death Triangle, Pac and Penta. El Zero Mito. Is there a better entrance in professional wrestling than the House of Black? No, there is not. Did y'all know that Brody King is the lead singer of God's Hate, one of the best hardcore bands in the world right now? Check them out. Oh wow, we have a new Penta. Penta Oscuro, which translated into Penta Dark. This is awesome. All 4 guys brawl to start. Penta goes up top early with a crossbody to the outside on the cot. 450 from Pac to Malakai. 1, 2, no. Penta is in and the crowd is eerily quiet. Like, pin drop quiet. Brody with a huge lariat and sent into Pac for a 2 count. Brody with a lariat that caused Pac to hit a poison rana on Penta. Suicide dive by Brody and Black is in with a snap German suplex to Pac. King Kong lariat to Pac by Brody, but Penta makes the blind tag, high crossbody to King, and everyone is down. Caught looking for the Dante's Inferno on Penta, but Pac makes the save and he's kicking King in the head repeatedly. German suplex by Pac, but Black made the tag and nobody knows. Double super kick to King. Rick Knox should be counting here and he's not, but that's fine. Black tries to miss Penta, but Penta covers the mist. Roll up by Penta, 1, 2, 3. Did not see that one coming. I had super high hopes for this match, so the rating isn't what I expected, but methinks we'll see an angle coming here soon. Winners, the Death Triangle King attacks both Pac and Penta after the bell and he's attempting to rip the mask off. Black grabs the shovel that Penta brought to the ring, but the man swallowed his own mist so he's struggling. Malakai might be trying to decapitate Penta but the lights go out. Buddy Matthews is here. This dude is shredded. Black is telling King to attack him, but Matthews is surveying the area. Matthews with a pump kick to Pac. The third member of the House of Black is here. Brody King is literally murdering the entire security team on the entranceway. Matthews is holding Penta and Black is instructing him what to do, arm-trapped curb stomp to Penta by Matthews. Lights off. Coming back from break and Eddie Kingston is on his way to the ring to quite the ovation. There is a ton of security in the ring, and Judas hits. Eddie Kingston might be one of the only guys that can get the crowd to turn on Jericho. Jericho, by the way, has gotten himself in great shape. Good for him. Eddie wants to know, are done massaging Jericho's ego with that song? Jericho thinks Eddie is a street thug. This dude. Eddie Kingston. Give Eddie a minute because he ain't an entertainer, he's a fighter. Eddie calls out Willow Nightingale because they will fight in the ring instead of talk. This is a wrestling company, not a sports entertainment company. Go down the road. Jericho is going to tell us a story about Eddie Kingston. Jericho said everyone was excited when Eddie Kingston was coming but he had no idea who he was. Jericho thought they meant Eddie Edwards, but then he saw Kingston, and realized why nobody heard of him before, it's because he looks like a jobber. Jericho said once he saw him wrestle and heard him talk, he knew he was going to get over. Jericho was so happy that Eddie made it to the big time at the age of 38 years old. I didn't give two shits about your sob story, and I didn't give two shits about you, Jericho to Eddie. Yikes. I feel like if Eddie had a screwdriver at this point, it would be in Jericho's face. Jericho says Eddie is jealous. Jericho says Eddie is jealous because he doesn't believe he can achieve what Jericho achieved and he knows he'd never be on his level. Eddie is a different type of cat. Eddie doesn't need people like Jericho does. Eddie is going to do things his way and be his way until he's dead. Eddie wants Chris Jericho at the PPV. Jericho wants to know if Eddie has ever heard of achieviaphobia. No, I don't, I have a GED. Tremendous. Jericho said Eddie's very first idol was his uncle, and he was a failure, and he believed in his father, and he's a failure too. Jericho said he's the big one in this company, not anyone else. Jericho said Eddie wants him on March 6th. He's got it. Jericho says if Eddie wins he's going to shake his hand. Don't give me the Chris Jericho that did the Mimosa match. Give me the Chris Jericho that got respect from Tenryu. Kingston is nothing more than a loser who will never win the big one, Eddie knows it too. Welp, I'm sold. Match number 3. Face of the Revolution qualifying match, Ricky Starks vs 10 Taz has joined us on commentary and the Dark Order is out with 10 on the ramp. John Silver is wearing a picture of himself with Anna Jay that says meme and it's tremendous. Big shoulder block by Starks but 10 assaults him in the corner. Starks fights out of the corner and looks for the swinging DDT but 10 stops him and gets him up for a 10-second stalling vertical suplex. Starks ducks under, snatches a backbreaker on 10. Starks might be showboating a little too much for Taz liking here. Starks with a jumping elbow to the back. 10 ducks under a pair of clotheslines and hits a flying body block that sends Starks out of the ring. Back on the inside, Starks looks for the full Nelson but he can't quite get it. Starks looks to fight out and he turns 10's mask around, and he can't see. Starks hits the ropes and hits a spear for the 3 count. The right guy won, and I've seen 10 wrestle twice in 4 days here and I think that's a lot for a guy that still has a long way to go. Winner, Ricky Starks. Backstage, Young Bucks accuse reDRagon of double-crossing them. Kyle says he blacked out. Young Bucks say they are more motivated than ever, and they will win next week, and then kick reDRagon's ass at the PPV. Match number 4. AEW TBS title, Jade Cardgill, vs. The Bunny is already in the ring and that doesn't bode well for her. Jade gets the superstar entrance here and I'm here for it. I assume they're running long here as it's already 9:30 and we've got 2 matches left, including the main event. Cardgill works on the arm early and the Bunny dumps Cardgill to the outside. Reverse neck snap over the top rope followed by a seated elbow to Cardgill. Russian leg sweep into the barricade by the Bunny and we're headed to commercial. Back from commercial and the Bunny is in control. Pair of knee lifts but Jade catches the Bunny in midair and delivers a spine buster. Matt Hardy is up on the apron and distracts Aubrey Edwards, and he tosses a pair of brass knuckles to the Bunny. Jade uses the TBS title to block the brass knuckles, but the Bunny rolls up Jade from behind. 1, 2. No. Super kick by the Bunny. Another one. Bunny looking for the, no. Jade with the reversal. Jaded. That's all she wrote here. Tough to rate these matches as the bulk of them takes place in the commercial, but the ending was well done and lead to a new challenger for the TBS title, so I'll take it. Winner, Jade Cardgill. Post-match, Jade Cardgill wants to know who's next? Better yet, who's left? Tay Conti is here, and she steps up to the plate. I'm not just next, I'm the one that's going to beat your ass, bitch. Well, that escalated quickly. Conti sprints down into the ring and gets in the face of Jade, but the Bunny attacks Conti from behind. Tay KO to the Bunny. Bicycle kick from Jade but Anna Jay is here to make the save. Keith Lee is here, and he says Starks is the only guy he knows in the face of the Revolution ladder match. Ricky Starks tells him to mind his P's and Q's. Hobbs and Keith Lee face off and the crowd can feel it. There's definitely money to be made there. Daniel Garcia vs Bryan Danielson. Frustratingly enough, I see that there is only 12 minutes left in this episode and I could watch these guys wrestle for 60 plus. Alas, here we go. Knuckle lock to start and Danielson puts him into the ropes. European uppercuts to Garcia and Danielson wants to see the violence, or so he says. Ankle pick attempt by Danielson is defended and Garcia delivers some vicious chops. This time Danielson completes the ankle pick and ties up Garcia's legs, delivering some ground and pound. Double underhook suplex into the straight arm lock, but Garcia defends. Danielson rolls for the omoplata but Garcia rolls, then Danielson rolls, and he's got the Libel lock but they're in the ropes. Garcia with a chop block to Danielson and we're headed to picture in picture. Damn it. Spinning toe hold into a knee bar by Garcia, but Danielson fights out. Brutal kicks in the corner by Danielson and a few in the center of the ring for good measure. Garcia drags Danielson outside and wraps his knee around the post. Dragon screw leg whip by Garcia and Red Death is in control. Garcia puts Danielson on the apron and Danielson suplexes Garcia to the outside. Danielson follows up with a running knee off the apron. Danielson up top with a shotgun drop kick and he asks the crowd, "Do you want to see violence?" Yes. 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 Kicks in the center of the ring and a single leg crab to Garcia, but Danielson falls back into a straight ankle lock. Garcia and Danielson are in a 50-50th position, but Danielson takes top position and delivers some vicious elbow strikes. Tiger suplex by Danielson. Danielson rolls through into cattle mutilation. Garcia gets to the ropes and rolls through for an ankle lock of his own, and stomps to the back of Danielson's head. Danielson fights out and they're tied in a knuckle lock, and now we're delivering stiff elbows in the middle of the ring and wow, what a palm strike by Danielson. Then a palm strike by Garcia. Garcia attempts another dragon screw, but Danielson is able to stop him halfway through, grabs both of his arms, and delivers some brutal stomps to the face. Danielson pulls Garcia on top but he's already out. Triangle choke, and the referee stops it. What a brutal, hard-hitting match. I wish it was 30 minutes longer, but what a story they told. Garcia is a stud and a similar to Danielson, but he just isn't quite there yet. Winner, Bryan Danielson 2.0 attacks Danielson, but Moxley is here to make the save. He dumps Parker, he dumps Lee. The crowd is on their feet. Garcia with a chair and no. Danielson grabs the chair, saving Moxley. Moxley delivers the paradigm shift to Garcia. This is awesome, chants ring out as Danielson tells Moxley he's got the match he wants. Moxley vs Danielson at Revolution.